is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. We're going to talk about Marvin Bagley like I promised. He's a guy that can do multiple things. He's an offensive threat from anywhere on the court as a rookie. You see his go-to move, the jump hook, where he can shoot over smaller and littler defenders and most stretch forwards because he's taller than them. But he's also so quick and mobile that it's hard to guard him, and the fact that he can get up with his athleticism makes it tough. You see he even gets a quick move on AD where he spins quick enough and still goes up leaping wise, finishes quick, and here go Mirotic to stretch four. He goes right at him and takes away his chest so he couldn't block it, and then finishes top of him. And you see right here Marvin Bagley, he stays 15 and under. He gets a good layup right there. But he also can handle the ball. He showed that a little bit, and he's going to continue to prove on that with his handles. But he can go from the three-point line all the way downhill and get to the basket if you're not quick enough or you're not paying attention. He can really eat you up on the inside like that too, as you see him finish within two defenders, but they was a little bit off balance and a little bit late rotating, and he took advantage of that. And he also can play in the post, like I said, but he has a face-up jumper that's developing, but he still can hit it over smaller defenders. And he also has the ability to stretch out to three, even though he's taking one a game. He shows that he's not scared to take them, and he can make them. He just don't take enough of them and do it enough. And also, he's a guy that has a good motor when it comes to rebounding. If you don't pay attention to him, he can eat you up with 5 to 6 rebounds just off offensive rebounding. And if you don't have enough effort and care, he's just going to torment you all night when he's on the court, because most people don't really try to crash the boards, and he's a guy that has mastered that at a young age, and he has got a lot of veterans in trouble because of that. He also can play make in the mid, the low, and high posts. They run offense through him in Sacramento, which shows how good and skilled he is, that he can do all these things. But he also can kick out from the post, drive, collapse the defense, and kick out the shooter. They got Buddy Hield, they got Bogdanovich, so they have some guys that can hit that three, and it's a guy that can get you some inside and out. And you see right here, starts at the mid post and gets a layup for another guy that was a big. Also, you see his ability to get out in transition. He always been a rim runner, but it has translated so far to the NBA. Most bigs try to crash the boards, and if they miss the rebound, Bagley can really, like you see right here, get out and run. And since the guards are the first ones back, he can finish over a majority of the guards because he's so long and athletic and much taller than them. They can't really contest the shot. And you see it again, just goes straight down, takes down Jokic, who wasn't really quick enough with his feet, and he just finishes through him, and even outruns AD, one of the best defenders at that power forward center spot, and he was able to beat him down the court too. Another thing is his blocks and his steals can lead to transition baskets, which gives him easy shots for him and his teammates. Also, he's a good switch defender. Here's a one-on-one with a power forward, and he just eats that alive. And his defense was questionable, but he's showing a little effort in the NBA, even though he can improve. Here's with a small ball forward, and he basically jumps once and still was able to block it on the second attempt. That's very rare. And then he takes a more physical center and just eats him up as he tried to take his chest away. He still was lanky enough and jumped high enough to still contest him, finish it by block. And here he gets switched onto a defender, and he quickly blocks that shot. My final thoughts is coming up next. When he got drafted to the NBA, I had questions and concerns about him, but the fact that he is 19 years old and he won't turn 20 until next year in March, and he was the #2 draft, I do feel like he's up there with the Dontages, the Aidens, and obviously other players in the draft. But to me, the problem with Bagley, in my personal opinion, is that he's I don't really see him getting much better. And that's kind of weird because he was the #2 pick. You would think that he'd be a guaranteed superstar, a franchise player, but for what I see right now, you can run an offense through him, which means he can be one of your better players. If he goes to the East or the NBA gets a little weak in the West, I can definitely see him being a 18 to 22 to 24 at the max point scorer, depending on how many touches you give him, how his free throw game develops, and also if he can continue to work on his 3-point shot and knock those down at a good rate. A lot of people compare him to most stretch fours, and I see a lot of people saying Chris Bosh, but you can see a lot in this game. They both left-handed. They both mobile bigs that can play solid defense, whether it's switching or even rim protecting on, more physical centers and power forward. They both had a face-up game. They both can post up. They both can hit elbow jumpers, even though Bagley is still developing the elbow jumper, something that Bosh had to develop also. But you see Bagley already experimenting with the three-point shot. That's something that Chris Bosh added later in his game, and that's something that the modern NBA makes you do at this point. So I think he definitely will get a three-point shot because that's what everybody in the NBA has to do. All the players basically have to be able to handle the ball and create their own shot, and that's two things Bagley has. But I'm very happy for him because they always say, big man, it takes them a long time to develop. He has good hands. He has good touch around the basket. He has a huge basketball IQ, knowing where to be at when he's rebounding the ball, knowing how to get into offensive rebound, knowing when to be in the post, knowing how to pass out the post, knowing how to post up, and has a go-to move, which is the jump hook, like I said. A guy that has multiple moves because he's so quick and athletic. Once you make one mistake, he can just jump up and finish. He can just jump up and lay it in, and he's quick enough to blow past you if you are a slower defender. And if you're not physical enough, he can really take advantage of you. And those are things that you usually don't see in a 19-year-old. But we're starting to see it more and more in the NBA to this day, which used to be a rare commodity back then. Is becoming common now. And that's the only thing that's kind of crazy about Marvin Bagley. How much can he improve from where he's at right now? And the fact that Sacramento has a lot of bigs like Giles, like Scal, like Willie Cauley-Stein, and he's already coming off the bench, and they have more than that. And then you got to put into context that um, what can he really do for this team besides score the basketball and rebound? And that's something that's important. But is he really going to ever have a major role? Can he really be your best player as a number 2 pick? A guy that has this much upside, I don't really see that much upside for him. I just see him polishing up the rest of his game and just being a solid scorer. I don't see him being a lockdown defender. I don't see him being an elite defender, but I can see him being a defender that's respectable. Like I said, he looks decent when he switches, depending on who it is. He's putting more effort into blocking shots instead of just contesting them, and he's good around the paint, but he's not a elite shot blocker. He's not a great rim protector at this point. He has the size and the mobility in the body to do it, but it's just all about wanting to do it and putting the effort to get better, study the games, and make the adjustments. And I'm not gonna say he can't be that because he is only 19 years old at this point, which means he can be. The sky is the limit for him. But I don't really see this guy kind of like Jabari Parker when he got drafted number 2, and people said he was the consensus number 2 pick. We haven't really seen Jabari Parker involved that much since he has got drafted, even though the knee injuries didn't help. He has recovered well from the knee injuries, but he has been a 20-point scorer before, but he hasn't really shown, even in Chicago, that he can be more than just a great scorer. And he's not a great defender either. He's not the best three-point shooter, but he can get buckets when you give him the ball. And that's why I see Marvin Bagley being a guy that can be your third or fourth best player on a championship team. He's going to give you effort on the rebounds. He's going to give you a lot of polish and skill. He's going to be a guy that you can trust to run your offense through and get points in the paint, get points off the ball, and find other ways to impact the game. He's a winner. I'll give him credit. He does the little things that other players don't want to do. He does the little things that the coaches like to see, and that's definitely going to help him stay on the court, whether he's a third, fourth, or even a role player. But I don't really see Marvin Bagley being a superstar And that's something that I was a little surprised about when they took him number 2. You had a lot of guys with higher upside. You had a lot of guys like Doncic, that's a sure thing. And you go with Bagley at number 2 when you have a lot of bigs and you're already trying to figure out how to get a superstar. You would think that they'd try to go for the potential or go for somebody else. But they was locked in on Bagley and they took him number 2, and they have to know something that we don't know. But one thing I can tell them is he might not be the best player out of this draft, but he will be one of them. And I feel like he is one of the best rookies so far this season, even though his numbers have been dropping off. Um, he's still going to finish on that all rookie team. He's just too good of a player, and he is a guy that has been able to come in right away and make a significant impact on this team, giving you double digit points and shooting decently from the field, but also showing versatility as a player. That's very impressive, and I give him credit on that. Only problem to me is, will Marvin Bagley live up to being the number 2 pick? Or will he be one of those guys that got picked and you, oh, he was a good player, he was solid, but he never became the guy. He never became the man. He never became bigger than just the second, third, or fourth best player on a great team. And I think that that's the only problem I have with Bagley is his upside. Other than that, he has everything already. But that hurts his upside because what more can he be better at besides defense and shooting? But if he does get a jump shot, this guy is going to be virtually unguardable. I can tell you that much because of his body, his speed, his athleticism, and the fact that he already has a lot of moves to be this young. But that hurts his upside too because he already has these moves. All he can do is just fill out the rest of his game and get the best out of his body, get the best out of his touch, and get the best out of his game. And if he can do that, he can be a promising young player. Problem is, he plays in the West. He might not be able to make an all-star team if this Sacramento team isn't dominant, and if he's already coming off the bench. Can he be a starter on a great team? Yes, but what is you going to really use him for? Because the NBA is going more perimeter, and even though the big men are coming back, Bagley, can he really be a dominant scorer? Can he give you 25 plus points a game? That's going to be the thing that I will have to see to believe it. But I also still think that he can give you 20 and 10 if you give him the opportunity. To me, if you start Marvin Bagley and give him 15 shots a game, he can give you around 18 to 20 points right now. But that's the thing. Can he give you more than that in the future? And that's going to be the biggest question for Marvin Bagley. How much can he improve and how much can he polish up and to get the best out of his game? And when he does, what will he be like as a finished product? And I don't really see him being the best player on the championship team. Hence the reason why you pick him at number 2. You don't have that much. You want a guy that can contribute right now. He's that guy right now, but you still could have got Doncic. You still could have got Wendell, who has a little upside defensively. You could have went younger with Jaren Jackson Jr., a guy with more upside than him, but already can shoot and has the touch. So it's a lot of variables into why I'm not that high on Bagley, but I explained it to you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. What do you guys think about Marvin Bagley? Is I'm sleeping on him? Do I need to be woke? Or is I'm right on target? Or do you think he's just a bust? Or do you think he will never live up to the hype? Kind of like the Jordan Hills and Derek Williams kind of guys that has that offense ability, that mobility, but never really became dominant, never really became great at anything. But I think Marvin Bagley has already proven to be better than those guys. I just question him being a superstar. Other than that, I think he's going to be a solid player. I think he's going to be in the NBA for over 10 years, barring injuries. And I think he will be an impact player. And even if he wins a Sixth Man of the Year, I wouldn't be surprised because he can get you 7 to 8 rebounds and 15 points easily, especially when he learns how to polish out his shooting and become a better three-point shooter, free throw shooter, and mid-range scorer. He's going to give you matchup nightmares because he can post you up as a small ball center. Plus, he can destroy you if you put somebody smaller on him, if you switch, and he can get his shot off anytime like I showed. And the fact that he gets the easy points like offensive tip-ins, running the floor, and being able to set screens and roll right to the basket and slip through defenders and slip pick and rolls and just dive and finish. He has the little things. He has the things that other big men doesn't do, but what can he do to get to that superstar level as a number 2 pick? And I think that that's going to be the only question on him as he gets older and as he establishes himself in the league and continue to improve. Will he ever be a number one option on a championship team? That is my only question I have about Bagley. Other than that, I think he's going to be a great player. I think he's going to be in the league for 10 barring injuries, and I think he will be an impact player and potential all-star. But will he be a superstar, a franchise player? That I don't see. But if you do, let me know in the comment section below. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Also, check out my Spreadshirt. There you can find t-shirts, sweaters, and hoodies. Also, things like water bottles, mouse pads, pillowcases, and even something like a cell phone case for your Galaxy and your iPhones. Thanks for supporting the movement. Thanks for liking on Facebook. And thanks for binge watching and watching my content. I cover mostly all the lottery picks, so if you want to catch up on that, I have a playlist for the breakdowns of the rookies. And if you want to check out any of my new videos, I upload every single day NBA content. And thanks for watching. Continue to watch. I enjoy making these videos, and you guys enjoy watching as I continue to go. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm gone, and let me know what you guys think about Marvin Bagley in the comment section below.